1 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so Avish, let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Excellent. Okay, so in the background here, I also had the Speaking Expert teleseminar up, which we might as well tell people we're in the home stretch of that, correct?
Yeah, next Tuesday is the last broadcast, and then that'll be Tuesday night. I'm hoping, since we pre-recorded them, I've got the transcriptions back for all the remaining ones. I'm just kind of cleaning them up. So I'm hoping the Wednesday after that to have everything uploaded, and then make an announcement to people that says, you got 1 week left to get this at this price. For all the stragglers who've been waiting, considering, listening to the free version. So hopefully we'll get a last few bit of sales next week from that as well.
Sounds good. So you're telling me that people who are on this teleseminar or on this webinar can still get the paid version for about a week at $97, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So or anybody else for that matter, they can still get access to it at $97.
Yeah, we got something like 450 people who are on the free version, so I'm hoping, they've expressed an interest. I'm hoping we convince them to, now that it's ending up, they got no more time to listen.
And again,
Get them to buy.
That's where you can go for that, or you can just go to speakingexpertteleseminar.com. We've also got a separate URL for it, so those two. And then I always like to capitalize that, whoops, and that. Okay, good. So what else do we have to report for folks from your end here, Avish?
Well, the group coaching page is up. The shopping cart is set up, so it's not linked yet. So you gotta go to
speakingexpert.com/group-coaching. Group-coaching. Okay, and for those of you who may not be aware, this is something that Avish and I are going to be doing together, and it is a course. Okay, are you ready to give your speaking business a shot in the arm? It needs. Set yourself up for a great chance of success. So what just tell people who aren't aware of this what this is all about.
Well, this is where Fred and I are going to serve as coaches, and we're going to have a small number of people, I think up to 20 max, so we'll see, how that goes. And we'll take them, there's a little bit of structure as far as what people can learn, but there'll be 3 phone calls a month, group coaching calls where they'll dial in, and either Fred and I will give some content, or a big chunk of it will just be people checking in. And so over 3 months, we're going to work with a small group of people and help them figure out their niche for their business, develop their marketing message and titles and subtitles, and figure out how they're going to market their business, get them started, and also figure out how they're going to, what kind of products they need for their business, and get them to start creating those.
Got it.
So it's it's an accountability type program to keep people on track.
Okay, and for those of you who want to look at that page, either because you're interested in the topic or you want to see how we did it, there it is right there. So it's speakingexpert.com/group-coaching. And what this kind of a setup is fairly standard. Are you going to put a video up here as well?
I could. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I can.
Absolutely.
That's me, but I can put up a video for me welcoming people. And
right under doing it, between doing it and hello, current or aspiring speaker, there should be a video, I think.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I would throw that up, and that way, because again, it's about speaking, so people, I think that would be important. Good. And anything else to tell us about that, or anything else?
I don't think so. I think as far as this stuff goes, that's what I've been up to.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Well, I actually felt a little bit guilty because last week I didn't get 2 of my programs up. It's really weird. Like I'm pressuring myself to get all this stuff up, and I've also noticed a slight drop off in sales, which even more incentivizes me. This is on the Kindle site where I'm putting up a bunch of articles. And so I keep looking, and again we can go back to this to show everybody the numbers. Again, these are real numbers, folks. This is not any kind of bogus nonsense here. This is the actual site, and these are my actual numbers. I just put up something today that I finished, which is called the Ultimate Information Marketing Guide. Let's see if it's already up. Sometimes they don't. It's 12 hours, so I doubt it's up yet because I did it this morning. Let me just see here. And you'll see, yeah, see it's yellowed out there. The Ultimate Information Marketing Guide, I called it. And it's information resource guide, marketing resource guide. And what I did was I put together just a list of everything that anyone would need. Now, the thing about it is what I do here, and just to give everybody what I'm doing. So what first thing I do is I get the cover designed, and I use a guy on Fiverr for that, and he gives me 2 covers for $5, big money. And so once that, and by the way, if you want to see what that looks like, all I have to do is go into my, do I go into my bookshelf here? Yeah, I do. Okay, well, let me just see if it allows me to, can I access? I don't think I can access that now, so because it's sort of in a limbo mode. I don't think it'll let me access this one. Maybe it will. I don't think so. No, anything else I can, but that's sort of like in a limbo mode. I wanted to show people very simple cover for this, so nothing fancy. Get the cover design on Fiverr, then put the article / book out there at 99 cents, get at least 3 to 5 reviews, then increase price to $2.99. And what I'm finding is that, now if you look at the numbers from last month though, in this program, you'll see here, let's see here. Okay, month-to-date unit sales, and that's this month. Now let's do prior month's royalties. I think this actually now downloads it in Excel format, so it's sort of nasty. But if you look at this, prior 6 weeks royalties, I think last time we looked at this it was about $700, and this time so far it's at $786.68. So if you roll it to the next 6 weeks, it's obviously getting bigger each time I do this, and that's my goal. So my goal is to have just a whole boatload of of people coming in at that price, and that's part of the drill here. So I see that Dave Hamilton, who always has to get a tardy slip from the principal before he comes.
It's a time zone thing, man.
Yeah. Somehow, -3 is not difficult math, or +3. So anyway, Dave is here, and Dave, we're just talking, going around the horn here, talking about what we're doing. I'm just talking about various stuff going on, and again, one of the things that people are always pretty surprised by is I sell a lot of very expensive items, but I also have things that cost, and I don't know how to make this go away except by I just guess I can. I don't want to do anything enlarge my screen because I've got. By the way, the reason why I set my screen size. Can you see my screen that it's sort of smaller? My browser window. Has anybody ever wondered why that is?
I think I know.
Okay, shoot.
My guess is it reduces the file size of the final video that you can embed into a web page.
Yes, and it's done at a certain ratio, a 16:9 ratio, to make it so that when I save it in ScreenFlow, I save it at 480 by 270, which is 16:9. So thus you're seeing this screen this way for the purpose of the screen recording. So good. And the under $5 items here, I've got free information marketing. So when you first go to this page, you sort of see my picture, then you read this tagline, then hopefully you go to this free information marketing training because I want people to opt in there. And then I've got the under $5 items. And all the under $5 items are all of the things that I sell on the Kindle store. The thinking being here that, people, eventually we want them to come to a boot camp, spend lots of money, but initially I'll give them any and all of these things. And everybody, if you want to go there and just check this out, it'd be something you may want to look at because I'm bringing people to the door. Now, people used to do this with these, they do these with like booklets back in the offline days. Is people would create little booklets that you could send for like $3 to $5, and you get a booklet, and it served the same purpose, which is just to get people in the door. tell them who you are, what you do, and then try and upsell them to greater, higher price products and services. So that's what I'm doing right here. And that gives you an idea. It always amazes me when I look down through the list of people who sit in on these webinars. Some weeks I see names I've never seen before. It almost seems like there's and by the way, anybody who's on here for the first time, first off, tell everybody else, but you can also go to fredgleeck.com/webinars. You click on this link where is it? Right here. You can get webinars that we've done. There are probably at least 50 or 60 of them from previous weeks. And there's a lot of good information there as well. So if anybody wants to, you can see last week's or the week before or the week before or the week before. So there's a ton of them available on here. Again, all for free viewing. You can go through all of them. And if anyone goes through all of them at one time in one sitting, I'll give them a prize. Now, that could entail like losing a lot of sleep, but I'd be willing to do that. You'd have to sign some kind of a document. It'd have to be on parchment paper, and it had to be signed with a fountain pen. But other than that, it's relatively easy. So let's take a look here. Dave, why don't you tell us? One of the things I actually talked, and I know that you got an email from someone that I was talking to with regards to a few things. Talk to people now about which site should we go to. By the way, they went to a link and something wasn't working, so they wanted to report that.
What's that?
I don't know. We sent, some link from the book. Somebody sent me an email. That's what it was, and said, Dave's site the link that you sent isn't working.
Oh, which
got me.
Okay.
Yeah, check what I put in the book and.
Okay, I'll check that out. There's a few things in flux, but wonder what that is. But anyway,
I'll find the email too. So tell me what's now, is the launch over for the basketball drill? Which website is that, by the way, just so we can show people?
Well, that's ebasketballdrills.com.
And just to tell people what you're doing here is, this is a site.
Yeah, well, this is I think the sales page. But the idea, and this is what I've been doing with a lot of clients, is the idea of a launch funnel. And the idea of it is, if you just send somebody straight to a sales page, it can work, but the conversion is typically fairly low. So how can you warm them up a little bit before you show them the sales page? How can you give them free content? And the idea of a launch funnel is an opt-in page that basically sends them to a series of 4 or 5 videos that are free, but the caveat is they only get one a day, and you cannot access any of the videos until you opt in. And it increases conversions because they don't see the sales page until after 4 or 5 touches where you're giving them just dynamite content.
Okay, wait. So they don't even see this page that I'm on now until you've had a couple of 3, 4, 5 contacts with them, correct?
Yeah, and let me show you a better example. This one is kind of done in the past. The one that I just finished is if you go to elitementaltraining.com. And this is a guy that I just finished this about a week ago. He's sorry about that.
Elite Mental.
Go ahead.
Let me get out of here.
That wasn't my idea.
Let's get out of here. What the heck?
That's one of those exit pop-ups that I hate.
So Elite.
And this guy, his specialty, he's an ex-NFL player. His specialty is mental preparation for athletes.
Okay.
So I went with my camera, and we went to a high school, and we filmed him. And if you opt in, you start getting 5 of his videos about how pro athletes prepare mentally, which is really, really good stuff. And after the series, then you hit a sales page for his product.
Okay, so if we watch this video, and let's just see what he says here.
Hi, this is Isaac Bird, NFL and Super Bowl veteran. I've been very fortunate to be drafted 3 times by 3 different professional teams and play on 4 different levels. How did I do it? Mental training, mental preparation. Okay, athletes now get all the physical training that they can handle. Coaches are teaching them well. They go to camps in the summertime. Some of them have even personal trainers. But in order to maximize your full potential, the physical and mental aspects of the game must come together to work as one. Well, I put together a series of videos that's going to give you a mental game plan to get you to maximize your full athletic ability. So enter your email here, go ahead and watch the videos, and I'll see you on the other.
Nice. Okay, good. So I believe him, and I like the. You know what I would have done though also is I would have done a little bit of a crawl under him. 14-year veteran NFL and Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. I'd put that in there too.
Yeah, I think that's he wants to be modest and not toot his own horn, but it's a credibility factor for sure.
Yeah, I think it. So anyway, so once we go, we opt into this list here by putting our email address right here, and then we get a series of 5 videos or 4 videos, and then where do we get? Do you have a URL that we can go to see what we see next?
Yeah, let me. How do I send you a message?
In the questions area.
Okay. I don't know how to. I don't know how I can. It's not letting me click on it. Anyway, I don't know why on my GoToWebinar it's not letting me paste something. I have a URL here to paste you, but for some reason it's blocking me out.
Okay, so how long is this?
It's well. Can I email it to you? It's here's the thing. The way it's set up, it's integrated with your autoresponder, whether WebMarketing Magic or Aweber, and every day they receive a link that opens a new URL. But if I just send you straight to that URL without having the cookie that you opted in, it'll bring you back to this opt-in page.
Got it. Okay. So, but here's the point. So what now? In other words, we can't get to the sales page without having to go through the autoresponders? That's
the idea. Now, obviously, you could people could you could send a link for somebody, but the idea is it's a squeeze page that begins people on a process, and the end of that process is the sales page. You could drive traffic to the sales page other ways. But this is just one.
But why not? I mean, why not have the sales page sitting out there regardless? I mean, you don't have to promote it, but how would that hurt you if somebody found it organically?
No, it is. It is out there. It's just a lot of times. Like, here's an example. He spoke at a seminar in Orlando to coaches. There was 1,500 coaches, a Nike conference, and all throughout his seminar, he kept dropping this URL, Elite Mental Training.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wrote it down and went and signed up, and they're currently in the queue to receive. They're receiving these videos now.
No, you're missing my point. That's great. And so then eventually they get to find the sales page. What does it hurt to have the sales page out there? Give me a URL. You don't have to promote it. Who cares?
Yeah. You're asking me for the URL?
I'm asking. Well, first off, I'm at 2 things. Yes, I'm asking for the URL, but number 2, what will it hurt it if you don't promote it to have it sitting out there?
It won't hurt them at all.
So
it is out there. I don't know what the URL.
Okay,
I have to dig that up.
Okay, so the idea here, you don't know the answer to the question. That's the reason you're stumbling, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me.
Fine. So then I'm just trying to figure out if there was any philosophical reason for not putting up or not having that up there. I understand you want to step them through these 5 videos before you give them to that, get to that page sort of naturally, but I don't think there's anything that's going to hurt you in having people find that page accidentally if they so do.
Absolutely. It's live. It's not protected. If somebody found it, they could easily buy it. It's just this is just a way to drive traffic into a launch funnel.
Okay, so then he spoke to 1,500 people. Just out of curiosity, if he kept dropping that name, how many people opted in?
It's the last I checked, which was yesterday. He's at a couple hundred.
Yeah, which by the way, I mean, it's tough to get people. Now, the other thing is, have you, you know what I would do here for him? And I don't remember exactly how this works, and I haven't done it myself, but it makes too much sense not to do it, so I'm going to figure it out myself. What about finding a way to have people text their email address to someplace where it automatically opts them into that list? I bet his response rate would have been 3 or 4 times as high.
Yeah, I agree. We kind of did this. He asked me to come film this thing about a day before, but everybody was excited sitting there. But then they went to other classes, and I doubt they opted in. Who knows?
Well, here's my question: is there a way to get people to opt in to something like this via texting?
Well, they actually have text message autoresponders, SMS. I don't know about email opting in, but that's a hot thing with local businesses. Text message. You go to a restaurant, you opt into their text message autoresponder. I don't know about.
You'd think that there would be a way to integrate these two things to get people to say, like if he's giving a seminar, say go to elitementaltraining.com, and the way you can, way you can start getting these videos already is send a text to 349015 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think that who knows? Maybe there is. I've never come across that, but it's a great idea.
Now, when ComF5 did something, they did something like that. I think I don't know what they did, but they something.
It was the text. You opt into to receive text messages as opposed to emails. You would get a text on your phone.
No, that's incorrect. You can opt in via text to receive emails.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and so I mean, let's Google it. Can I use texting to get people to opt? Yeah, I can't even read it because it's too far over there. Let me see here. Move this slightly. Into my email list.
I think it's going to be by the back end. I found one. Constant Contact released something that lets people do it. I just got a page about that.
So tell me what does it say?
It says new tool enables email list building via SMS text message. Let's see.
There's got to be a way to do it. I mean, I think that what happens though is that there's got to be some administrative decision via the provider that says we will consider someone sending a text to be an opt-in to a list.
But keep in mind, the text you sent it knows it's coming from a phone. There's no email address.
No, well, that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to text your email address to someplace.
Yeah. But so you're right. People are doing a lot more with mobile devices, so that's a big thing.
Yeah, but I sort of like the idea. I mean, of getting people. People won't be able to view those videos on their phone. What we really want them to do is, if they're at the event right now, text your email address to 54395 or whatever the heck it is. That'll opt you into my list. When you get home tonight, you'll click on that link to confirm your email, and then you'll start to get the videos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing to do at seminars for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that would be cool if it can happen. So, I don't know if it... So, Dave, tell me what about something... Hold on. Somebody's saying that. Okay, so now this is another thing. Brad is saying here that use a QR code when he's in a live presentation. Have the QR code in huge text on a flip chart that folks in the audience can take a picture of, obviously, with their smartphones, and the QR opts them in automatically. Can the QR code opt you in automatically, Dave?
I don't know. That's a great suggestion. I would imagine that it could, or at least it would bring you to a page.
Yeah, no, the QR code, as I know it, just basically is almost like having an HTTP text link that takes you to a site. I don't think it'll actually opt you in. I think it'll take you to a site. I don't think it opts you in. The QR code is merely a means to show a smartphone how to get to a specific URL address, correct? That's how I understand it.
That's my understanding, but his point is good that that would bring you, if you get an iPhone, it takes you to that page, then you just pop in your email and you're set.
Yeah, this is something probably, worth looking into. And I think it's a good point that Brad brings up. Also, a couple other questions. David, I'm sorry, you're like, you got to be like Mr. Hamilton here. You got to learn how to subtract 3 or add 3 if you're on Pacific or Eastern Standard Times here. Yeah, Brad, I'm not sure you're right on this, or George. QR codes can do lots of things, including sending an email. I'm not sure that a QR code, somebody going to a QR code, will legitimately opt them into a list. Because if you want to get some spam complaints, you better do, a few of these things where, I just don't know if that's, I'm not sure if that's accurate. I don't think you are considered opted into a list if you enter a QR code with your smartphone or picture and use it to go there. I think it merely takes you to a page. So I don't think that is not considered a valid opt-in. Certainly not a valid double opt-in. So you've got those kinds of things. QR opens your mail client. You manually. Okay, cool. So we got something. Yeah. So this is worth looking into. I've got a lot of people here making comments on it, and I think it's certainly worth. But because the point is, when someone's sitting there in a seminar room, the last thing we want to do is go, "Hey, jot this down so you can do this later." Baloney, ain't gonna happen. People are just gonna go, people are just gonna, they're gonna write it down. They're never gonna get to it. That's the problem. So I like the idea of having a QR code or texting something somewhere that at least, what I would like to see it do is I would like to see it, any of those things, at least single opt me in. And then when I get to my computer at home, I have a message that says, by the way, we show that you signed up to receive this. Is this true? So you get the double opt-in. So that's, and I think that kind of stuff would be valuable to find. I'm sure it exists. I just don't know how. Anyway.
Hey, Fred, you know what I bet? We should try this at the next seminar, is on the handouts, just put a QR code and say, all right, everybody stop, get out their smartphone and do this.
Yeah.
And it'll bring them up to a very simple opt-in page and let them do it from there.
Yeah, I think that's better than texting, because texting actually takes more work than taking the picture of the QR code. Now, the problem is that a lot of people do not have a QR reader on their smartphones.
Yeah.
Most of the people that attend seminars may, or most of them will, but again, I don't think it's 100%. So it'd be nice to give them both. Yeah, put the QR code right on the handout and have something to text as well. That would be nice, because then we'd have both to get them on the list. Point here is we want to get people on the list as easily as we possibly can, especially if they're coming from a live event, because if they've seen you live, your chances of doing all kinds of things with them later, go way, way, way up. So, Dave, now the thing that you talked to, I recently sent you someone over who was asking about, remind me of who that was, because I forget now who it was.
Was it Hal?
Oh, yeah, Hal, yeah. So Hal contacted you, and he wanted to know, because basically Dave has created a sort of, and let's show people, I'm going to be going to a seminar, and by the way, I'll have to be cramming to get this done tomorrow, I think. So here's my author2expert.com, and in a matter of a few minutes, Dave put this up for me, but it's got everything wrong. The only thing right about it is I liked the banner that we came up with. We put that one together, but all of this has to be changed. Now, can I change this myself, or do I have to send it to you to change it?
No, it's
like a blog.
It's easy. It's just in the WordPress page.
Got it.
And just so people know what I did is I created, and actually this past week I've created 8 complete websites that can be cloned and added to your site. Sales page, squeeze page, seminar page, book page, authority page, and I mean they're complete with everything: contact form, legal pages, email confirmation, everything. And I created dummy content that kind of guides you. Obviously, like this headline is something about a CPA business, but you're going to want to replace that. But I find that it's a lot easier to go in and replace something already put together
Yep.
than start with a blank slate and try
Yep.
to build it up from scratch.
Yep, absolutely. The only problem is, it'd be really nice, but this probably, I'm sure it can't happen. It'd be nice if all of a sudden there would be some blinking red light that would say, wait a second, you haven't replaced this stuff. Because all of a sudden somebody will get halfway through a site and leave some lorem ipsum text up there. It'll be sort of funny.
Yeah. There's my idea is in the training for this. I have here's the 11 things you have to replace.
Okay, so
the
now
headline,
is this site up at all? Can we see any of this or any of the stuff that you just spoke about? Is it at
yeah. Well, I mean the site that you're on. Well,
no. Talking about the site to promote this material.
Oh, nah. I'm about halfway through that. This is going to become 7-minute mini sites where people just install pre-made sites on a domain and then work backwards and add their own content.
Okay, so what's going to happen is that you have basically pre-prepared all kinds of material that any and everyone would need that they can then go in and you can clone a site or grab the site, just replicate it really quickly, and then replace it with all of you. And it has all of the standard stuff that anybody in the information marketing business would use or need, right?
Exactly. In fact, you want to see the seminar template that I just built?
Sure.
It's 7-minute demos, demos.com/seminar.
Okay, so this is an example of what a seminar site pre-prepared for you will look like. Yeah, I didn't get top billing over Tony Robbins, but that's okay.
Well, you beat George Tran, so.
Yeah. So anyway, so basically then what Dave is saying is here's a seminar site that you could have basically up and running in a matter of minutes that has everything that you'd want regarding the seminar, and boom. Now the only other thing I would put in here, Dave, and that's why the Fred Info Bootcamp has been so successful, is you better put in some placeholder video testimonials too.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And on all these sites I'm building, I have one kind of standard video filler that I use. Good. And I agree. I think it's a good idea. I just didn't put it in here.
Yeah, but I think this is great. So basically what you're telling anyone is, hey, if you're going to be doing a seminar, if you're going to be doing, let's list some of them. There's seminars, squeeze pages, sales pages. What else?
Authority site.
What's that?
The authority site.
Authority site.
A book sale, if you're selling a book.
Okay. What else?
I'm going to do a property for people that want to sell a home, for sale by owner. They want to do it themselves.
Okay. What about do you have? Yeah, and you have one for teleseminars, right?
No, although that's a good idea.
Yeah, one for teleseminars that you will. So this is a future. What are some of the other ones?
I have
membership site.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's one of those launch funnels that I just with the football player, and then I put one together that's just a survey, which is just one big long form that sometimes people just want to.
Yep.
Get a bunch of information from people. So those are the ones that I've come up with. But I thought this is so easy for all I got to do is build a site once, clone it, and provide it for people that bought the product. So I could put out a new one every month.
So then if somebody buys this stuff, let's then, for people who aren't connecting the dots here, and sometimes it's not easy to do that, let's put the benefits. What are the benefits of having all these things for them? How are they going to be better off doing this?
The biggest benefit is they will be able to create marketing sites literally on the fly. Just like we create a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, they can have a website up. If they buy a domain, they can have one of these websites populated in like 5-6 minutes. And it's up to them to go back and change the content, which I'll guide them to. But if they have an upcoming event, boom, put up the seminar site. If they have a book they want to sell, boom, put up the book site or an opt-in page. That's my goal, is to make it very, very easy for people to do something that in the past was kind of rocket science and they had to go through a webmaster to do.
Got it. So they also save money because to have a page like this, custom designed by a webmaster, now all of a sudden, so basically you're taking Dave's expertise and know-how, and he took the time to create the whole thing, and what you're doing is you're just buying his, almost like the shell, and then you're putting in your own banners, your own pictures, and by the way, I think this is great here, your logo image here, and the dimensions. Oops, I think I might have hit something by accident. Okay, so your logo image here, and he tells you the dimension of this. That's good because I didn't know what it was. And then all of these things. So now what'll happen is you can then go through and replace all of these with your own material. I think that's it's bordering on brilliant. Bordering.
Thank you. And there's one expense that people need to use. This is built on the Optimized Press theme, and I technically could clone the whole thing and they can install it, but everybody needs to have their own license.
And how much is
just
that?
The right thing to do. $97.
$97
for unlimited.
Unlimited. So in other words, once you pay $97 for the Optimized Press theme, and then we have to pay you. So Dave's fee is now. Are you going to be selling these individually as a group? What's the deal?
I was going to sell them all in a membership format where they could go in and get these or any current ones that I post.
So you're saying you're selling them all as a package?
Correct.
And what's the package cost going to be for this?
Don't know. I was going to get your input. Maybe 47, 67. I have to play with the price points on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that a lot of people on the site, on the webinar right now, I mean, I would start at $97 for the price. So that what they would be getting all those things you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah, it's blow away value. I mean, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So in other words, again, I think you're probably going to $47 so you can do ClickBank, and so you don't have to worry about being over $50, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then I want people to be able to sell it as an affiliate and make money on it, because what I'm counting on, I want to keep the price low, and if they buy Optimized Press, I get the affiliate commission on that, so it works out. But just want people to have access to this.
Yeah, well, you want people to have access to this, and you want to make some money too. I mean, that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why $47 is a magic number with ClickBank is that anything over $50 requires some kind of a papal dispensation, and it's tough to get. So, but if you're doing under $47 with ClickBank, so then what happens is, and by the way, have you been getting? I got a check from ClickBank for the Jason, You and Me project.
Yeah, I get these checks. I mean, between $50 and a couple $100 every couple weeks. So they're surprises, but that's pretty nice.
Now that's not just from our stuff. That's from other stuff as well, right?
Yeah, that's for the basketball drills thing is on there. And,
okay, now explain to people what ClickBank has allowed people to do is, and I think you can't. It's not just one partner. You can set up with 3 or 4 or 10 partners, right?
Exactly. Good.
Yeah, ClickBank allows people now, and ClickBank, if for those of you who aren't familiar, that's sort of a digital marketplace for products. So what can happen is, and we set ours up as a 3-way split between Dave, Jason, who's on the picture, who's this guy, Jason Brubaker right here, and me. So Jason and Fred, we're splitting it 33, 33, 33. So what happens is, anytime a sale comes in, and let's say let's make this math really easy. So a sale comes in for $30. ClickBank automatically gives each of us $10. Is that correct?
That's correct. And
so
they do take a little fee, but yeah, exactly.
Well, so in other words, ClickBank takes care of all of this for us, for you, for me, for Dave, for Jason, whomever, so that we don't have to worry about, hey, did you send me my commission yet? Like, I'm still waiting for a check from Avisha. He said he sent in the mail. I haven't seen it yet because I left and I'm traveling. So it's like, where the heck is it? So this makes it really super easy.
Yeah. And you know what the other cool thing, Fred, is? ClickBank handles any returns or complaints or anything like that. So it all goes through them. They're the processor, and they're the the refunder and everything like that.
Complaints? What are those?
Well, yeah. Some people I hear get them. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's true. It does take, and I mean, if you're trying to place a value on the less less work having to be done and less aggravation, less headache, less hassle, ClickBank certainly is a good way to go. Now, given that fact, Dave, one of the things that people would also like, and one of the other themes that you should build, is a ClickBank product sales page and a ClickBank product delivery page.
Well, funny you say that, Fred. Go check out go back over to replace the word seminar with sales.
Okay. And so this is exactly that?
Yeah, there's my default video. But if you look, and down at the very bottom, there's I included the ClickBank, their disclaimer. Yep. That has to be. They check for a disclaimer. They check for a return policy, and then they want to see the landing page.
Okay. So in other words, this is the landing page, correct?
Yeah, exactly. This is the landing page.
Okay.
And then there's what do they call? Well, this is actually what they call the hop link. This is basically the sales page. And then I think if you do / what did I call it? / download is where sales / sales / download.
Okay, sorry.
Because after they click the buy link, they go to PayPal, to ClickBank, make their payment, and then ClickBank sends them here. And this is just kind of a default page to download whatever the product is with their disclaimer that you got to remind you your credit card will, right have this. So they make sure you have they want to see the legal pages, which are down there in the footer link.
Yep.
So the page is this page or site template is pretty much ready to go for ClickBank.
Well, yeah, this is exactly what people need. And what I want to do is, I think there's now. This is why, people aren't really. A lot of people, like I've sold squat through ClickBank because I just didn't know what the heck I was doing. And it's kind of stupid because there's people making just ridiculous amounts of money selling digital products. And if there's one thing I have, it's a lot of digital products. So here's my question for you, Dave. Why don't we do some kind of a training session that we put together so that people know how to do this on ClickBank, and then give them all the tools to do it as well. So let's train them on, what they're going to put up and then how to do it, because that's what's needed here. I mean, and people just get held up because they don't know how to do something. So here's my question. So now I've got this other page. I now have to submit it to ClickBank for approval, correct?
Correct.
So they want to see both this landing page, or hop link as they call it.
Yeah.
And they also want to see the download page, correct?
That's correct.
Do they look at the product at all? They don't care.
I don't think they care.
So
I think they want to know the topic of it. They're not going to sell. There's certain things they won't allow you to sell, and I forget what those are, but pornography or whatever. But they have their lines they won't cross. But yeah, in terms of pages, this page and the download page, and that's pretty much it.
So that's all you need, and you submit it to ClickBank, and they say, okay, this is great. And so the problem lies, so if you have, unless I'm missing something here, correct me if I'm wrong. So in order to make all this happen, you need to, number one, have a ClickBank account.
Correct.
Number two, have a digital product to sell. Number three, have a hop link or a landing page. Have a delivery page or a download page. And finally, get ClickBank to approve it. Am I missing anything here?
Just so you know, to sell a product, there's a like $49 fee to actually add a product into the ClickBank marketplace to be sold.
So,
So
per product.
per product, yes, one-time fee.
So if I'm selling 100 products, I got to pay that 100 times, right?
Correct.
Okay. And is it true that do I have to have a different ClickBank account for each product I sell?
Yeah, that's it's a good question. I don't have the answer.
You know what?
People have told me.
I looked for that
Yeah.
answer, and the answer was no, as long as all products were being sold off the same sales page, I think.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a catalog, okay, I understand, but it's basically to have a hop link and a download page. That's $50. If you sell a bunch of products on there, that's fine, but that's kind of their idea. So I don't know. I gotta.
No, as far as I see, I remember going through that, and I think this is right. So basically, here's your, in order to get into business, you set up a ClickBank account, which is free. You pay them the $49 for one product. You create the hop link for that product. You have an account for that product. You create a download page for that product, and you develop a digital product. Now, by the way, digital product might mean a series of videos that are sitting on one page. Again, one of these pages being one of your templates, right?
Correct.
For example, when we saw that download page here, where's that? Oh, oops, let's go this way.
Sales dash download.
Yeah, this page right here, this page might have 8 or 10 videos on it, correct?
Exactly.
So now,
or to take it oh, sorry.
No, here's my question. Is this a page that you must have where they click on it and then go somewhere else? Or can it be the page that actually delivers the goods?
Both. And most people use it exactly like what you see. It's just you pay for it, you go to the page, you download your product instantly. What I've been doing with it is integrating it with a wish list membership. So they pay for ClickBank, and instead of going to a download page, they go to the membership registration, create a username and password, and get access into the members area.
Okay, do you have that templated and ready to go yet?
No, that's pretty elaborate. I'm even thinking maybe selling that as a different product because that's some serious firepower. That's integrating Wishlist, WordPress, and Optimized Press, but I pretty much have it done. I'm just deciding whether I want to give it away at this one price because.
Well, wait a second. Here's what we do. I've got a site name that we use for this that would be perfect, which is clickbanksuccess.com.
You allowed to use that ClickBank in it?
That's awesome. I've owned the name for 6 years.
Okay.
Nobody's come after me. ClickBank doesn't have a problem. PayPal, eBay, yes. ClickBank, no. So by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is the best place to go. You go to betterwhois.com, and I put in clickbanksuccess.com. I click search. Got to put these numbers in here. Whoops, I got it wrong, of course. Whoops, 3688. And you will see. What do you mean register it? It's available. How do you? Oh, did I spell something wrong?
Yeah, I'm gonna go register it.
Wait a second. Hold on. There's something screwy here. Yeah, who knows? I may have. That's weird. Hold on. Let me just check something. Maybe I misspelled it.
It's reserved.
What's that?
I just did another Whois search, and it's .com's not available.
Hold on here. Hold on, folks. Let me just show. And by the way, I'm going into my my ultra cheap domains account, and I'm going to look for my full. Okay, let me just see here. Domain names. Where's my domains? Okay, let me just see here. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff here. Let me just go to ClickBank. Yeah, there it is. ClickBank. It's mine.
You have it. I just looked it up.
Yeah, clickbanksuccess.com. There it is. So anyway, I would then, what we should do is we should put that system together, and I'll promote the heck out of that because I really love that concept too.
Well, yeah, and it's like I said, it's ready to go. There's a little bit of integration. Here's the amazing thing, Fred. When you clone a site, and we've talked about this, cloning a site to move it somewhere else. This tool to clone is just phenomenal. It's perfect for three things. One, for if you want to move a site, say from one domain to another or one host to another, you
Right.
just clone the whole thing and move it. Two, it's an incredible backup tool.
Yeah.
You just clone your site every week and save it on a flash drive, and if anything happens to your site, you're back up and running in a few minutes. But for what I'm using it for is I build perfectly built sites, clone it, and I sell that clone to other people to instantly install on their domains.
Now, what you're leaving out, I think, which also happens, is even if you put up a membership site using Wishlist, it clones that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and the funny thing is, it bypasses the need to register the license. But I'm not going to do that,
Right.
Because
Right. They can,
But-
in other words, it bypasses the need to register the license for Wishlist.
Yeah,
Yeah, because basically, Wishlist is a licensed product that you could actually take it and redo it yourself. But then they, again, you could be you're stealing somebody else's property. So
exactly. But the cool thing is, when you set up Wishlist, there's all these settings and membership levels and all registration pages, but it all gets pulled along with the clone.
yeah, see,
So-
this is beautiful. So I mean, what you have to think about, Dave, once you get all this stuff up and going, I think that what I would want to do with your stuff is to bundle it into different quote unquote packages and sell them as the seminar package, the info marketing package, whatever. And let's let's create different sets of packages here. Call them a different name. They're basically the same stuff. I just think it's a great idea because people don't think they think very, very linearly, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, I have a question for you and actually for the people on the call. I don't know how many people are there, but this is the one thing that I wonder how they would respond. Now, in my mind, this is by far the quickest and easiest way to get an awesome site up. But what I'm selling is a product that requires they go out and buy some other things. And somebody said, wait, so I'm buying this and then I got to go buy other things? Is that, and that's a little bit odd, but do you see a problem with that, or is that going to throw people off as long as I explain that?
Yeah, real quickly, just somebody said that I put too many C's in success. That's why it wasn't coming up. So that's good. And the answer to your question is, no, as long as people. So Dave is asking, would you be willing to pay for this and knowing that you're going to have to buy the license to Wishlist and the license to Optimize Press? So let's take a look at that. What additionals do I need? So Wishlist license, right?
Yep.
Optimize Press license. What else?
And I forgot one other thing. The cloning tool requires you to buy it. And again, I could build it in, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
It's
Okay, well, let's go through these.
so
What's the Wishlist license? Unlimited is what? $249 or something?
$297.
Okay, and the Optimized Press is $97.
$97.
And the cloning tool one?
$47.
$47. Now, once someone has all of these and has your templates, they could do 1 million sites, correct?
1 million, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is a solution. So there are two ways to look at this. Number one, the solution might be to do a done for you kind of thing where you do it for them and have it up there and then just charge them a monthly fee for the use of the stuff. or let them buy it outright. So, you want a monthly fee. You do that for $47 a month with a minimum commitment of 5 months or 6 months to make sure you cover your nut for all these things. So in other words, you can get people don't want to do it themselves. You do all that for them, charge them $47 a month, and at the end of the first month, after the first payment, you're already making money off the license that they should have bought themselves.
Yeah.
So now Steve asked right before we're about 5 minutes till the end of the hour here. Steve is asking, how do you prevent people from navigating to the download page and downloading it without paying?
If is he talking? Ask Steve if he means the ClickBank.
Let's do both.
Download.
Assuming ClickBank, and that I know the answer to, but the other one is for your own products and your own system.
Well, the first answer is for ClickBank. They can. Now you don't make it. You make it so it's not accessible in Google. It doesn't get picked up by the spiders, and people would have to know the URL. They couldn't just stumble upon it.
Right.
But the answer is everybody that sells on ClickBank has to eventually deal with that. But the bigger question is, even if you protected it, people could still, if they want to share your product, they can. So most people, I think, that sell on ClickBank, they don't worry about it. They make it so Google can't see that page.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to share the URL, well, that's something.
Yeah, well, the point there is that everybody has got to understand that you've got to build bounce-back offers into everything you sell. So let it be your biggest problem that people steal your $47 product only to be solicited and later buy your $2,000 product.
Exactly. And if people are actually care about that, the easy way is to sell access to a membership area where the download is.
Right.
That way they can't share the URL. They have to have a password to get in.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to see that in any ClickBank product that you order so that it is a membership site.
Yeah.
And requires access. Okay, good.
Good,
Avish, do you have any thoughts, comments?
No, I mean, I do that download thing. I kind of take it as acceptable loss. Like you said, try to put offers in there. And yeah, do all the non-spidering, no robots, no follow type thing.
Good deal. Well, that's a lot of good information. So, Dave, they can now. Where should we send people for right now?
If they're interested, have them email me because I'm looking to get people that want to beta test it, and I want to build a gallery of sites people are making.
Okay, so there Dave it is. Dave at WMMagician.com, correct?
That's right.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much. Dave, thank you. Avish, thank you. We'll see you all next week, same time, same channel.